This week,
Oh, heck.
we're catching up with family-focused searches.
I like more for less.
We had high expectations,
Have you got a helicopter?
And knockout properties.
Oh, God, yes, right. Oops.
I like it already.
plenty of larks,
You're making my job look easy.
but also a cat amongst the pigeons.
Don't listen to what we want.
Great early bath.
Now we're swooping in to check on our chicks.
Please do.
We're back, catching up with two sets of house hunters, each of whom had generational considerations. One was grandparents needing space for their grandkids to come and visit, and the other was parents trying to find a way to help their own children get on the housing ladder. Yep, it was the generation game, but Kirsty and I had our eyes on the prize.
In 2017, we were buzzing about near Bristol, looking for a flat with mum Linda and daughter Laura. And in 2018, we were gadding about Glasgow's environs for a spacious new home for Ranald and Marjorie. They'd been focusing their search on the pricey suburb of Bearsden for the past 4 months. But it had been over 3 decades since Marjorie offered up a first date to Ranald.
That was on a winner right away, and you didn't have to chase anybody. It worked out well.
It worked out very well. Remember how many years?
You're having a laugh. No.
34.
They welcomed 2 daughters to the fold and bought their current family home 28 years ago. Although the girls have flown the nest, things are still feeling squeezed.
Hiya. I need you to move the computer onto the chair.
Right, OK. I think we're outgrowing the house, to be fair. I mean, the amount of stuff we've got crammed into such a small space. It's too small.
In their 3-bed semi, Ranald is beginning to feel unhinged by the lack of space.
We do a lot of entertaining. Ronald does tend to get agitated because it's his office space as well, so he sort of thinks, really, do I have to move my stuff yet again so you can start entertaining?
So at a stage when many think of downsizing, carer Marjorie and electrician Ranald are doing the opposite, going all out to get the biggest home of their lives, fit for friends and family.
I have 2 grandchildren and they both sleep in separate bedrooms. They can have their own space at Granny and Grandpa's.
And in addition to all that, Ranald's love of vintage car rallies comes with its own requirements.
I have got an old classic car which needs lots of care and attention because the rallying does take a lot out of the car. I feel as if my leg had been cut off if I didn't have a garage.
But in a super speedy property market, Ranald and Marjorie are at risk of being left in the dust.
The longer we leave it, the less likelihood we are going to be able to achieve what we want to get. I mean, it's staring at a crystal ball.
Perhaps you can help with that, fortune teller Phil.
You're planning for the future very much, but this isn't exactly a downsize, it's possibly even an upsize.
Yes.
So this is like a new lease of life.
Yes, it is. It's
Yeah.
lovely.
We want to get something on one level. We are getting older.
Does it have to be a bungalow?
If I had a bedroom downstairs...
Bedroom
it's fine.
downstairs, bathroom downstairs.
Got it.
The budget we've got planned is 390,000, but that would be the absolute top.
Obviously, I've done a bit of research, and I was focusing on bungalows. Some of them are selling for 500 grand.
So we may have to look at maybe slightly
afield.
further afield.
I'm glad you reached that conclusion before.
We were really hoping that you would be able to produce a rabbit out the hat.
But you have already suggested some compromises.
Yes.
Let's hope they don't magically forget that once the search begins.
After a generous inheritance, Ranald and Marjorie have a cash budget of £390,000, which they hope will buy a bungalow with 3 bedrooms for visiting grandchildren. A dining kitchen and a separate dining room would mean that they can continue to entertain regularly.
Ranald also needs a home office plus a double garage for his rally car and work tools.
Their search has been centred on the pricey suburb of Bearsden, where they've lived for nearly 30 years. But to help meet their lengthy list of requirements, we'll be pushing them towards the village of Killern. Our other search is a good 400 miles south in the Bristol environs, taking in the coastal towns of Clevedon, Portishead and the hamlet of Ham Green. In this competitive market, mum Linda and eldest daughter Laura have been given the unenviable task of finding a property to suit all the generations. Currently, Laura's renting with partner Jason in Portishead, just 2 hours up the coast from the family home and self-catering holiday business in the National Trust village of Allerford.
How can you beat where we live now?
Yeah,
You
we've
know,
been spoilt, haven't
we've been
we? Yeah.
100% spoilt in location. But one day we will have to leave because it is a business and a home and we can't separate the two.
This new pad needs to fit the family at different stages. Ultimately, Linda and Brian will retire into it, but initially it's for Laura and Jason, and in a few years, younger sister Jess will move in. The hope being the sisters will be able to buy their own homes in time.
We can't give them money for a deposit. We haven't got it to give them, so for them to then have that opportunity to be able to save for a deposit, we can give them that.
We're looking for a property that sort of can just help everyone, but it's hard.
Linda and Laura are taking the lead on this search and will present their choices for the others to sign off on. Along with Jason, budding artist Laura currently enjoys both the Portishead bars and the leafy views from their rented flat. It's obvious her childhood setting has had quite an impact on her and this search.
I am inspired by woodland and whimsical country and Beatrix Potter and all of that stuff. When you live here, you don't realise it at all. And then you go to a city and you realise fields, I need fields. That's what's perfect about Portishead, where we live now.
Keep the country feel, but be closer to the city. What could be simpler?
No, I'm only sitting here with two of you, but there are obviously quite a few more people involved in this.
Yeah.
What have you been struggling with in the search so far?
It's the distance between us. You have to think, is it good enough for Mum to come up and see it?
To see one property which might not be up to scratch.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the specifics of the property then. So the budget is $230.
Yeah.
What are we looking for?
2 bedrooms, some outside space would be fab. It would be lovely if we did get parking.
What about condition of it?
We're sort of both ways, aren't we?
Yeah.
It would be wonderful if you just go straight in and live in it, but equally having a bit of a project.
Brian is #1 DIY man.
Okay.
We love character.
And light. We both need light.
We're really going to have to be on our game because there's an awful lot of people that need to get here to make a quick decision on a really important thing that's going to cost several £100,000 and there's a family future. We're not mucking about here.
No, we're not.
Have you got a helicopter?
I'll ask Kirsty.
Want me to pilot your search too, Phil?
I'm in the driving seat here, thank you. With their 230 grand budget, Linda and Laura, and Brian and Jess and Jason want a sense of the country but close to the action.
A spare bedroom for Mum and Dad to stay in when visiting.
Light is key, and Laura needs good space for her art.
Character and outside space are important too.
And they'd like convenient parking. A tough remit with any budget, but Ham Green has provided a gem. As far back as the 15th century, this area was home to many of the River Avon pilots. So hopefully that famous seamanship rubs off to help me navigate this potentially tricky search.
They are pretty flats.
From the outside, it has a little bit of character, although it's more of a new build as well.
That is a bicycle lane.
Jason sold.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Oh, great. It's got a pub.
Oh, Brian will be all right.
Yeah, the men are flying then.
Let's see if I can get the women on board as well. They viewed a ground floor flat across the park, but the lack of light put them off. So this dual aspect lounge with its balcony and views should get them going. The vista from their dining table is also exactly what they're after, and the country feel continues.
The master bedroom has got great views to the shared back garden, as does the smaller spare room. So great space for Laura to draw and write.
The family want convenient parking, so the garage is a real bonus. For the Bristol market, it's been on a while, so I think I could get the 2,349.50 asking price down to within their top budget of 230.
Come on in. The focus of the flat is this room.
Lovely.
Like it.
Really
lovely and
lovely.
light.
And, of course, it's got the balcony.
Very nice.
Oh, that is
Yeah, you
lovely.
just- That's lovely.
So that's your woodland walk.
Yeah,
That's
tick
Jason's
that.
cycle path.
Yeah.
They're doing your job for you, Pip.
When you did that, the sun came out and I went, I got a
just felt
feeling.
it.
We've only been in one room.
Yeah.
You're making my job look easy. Let's
so
have a look
easy,
at some more.
After that start, I hope the bedrooms are up to scratch.
This is nice and wide. Oh, there's a cat.
Oh, hello, pussy. Oh, pussycat's go. Oh, it's a black cat. That's lucky.
People often talk about wanting somewhere that's going to give them the feeling. It's a very difficult thing to put into words. So I'm just really, really pleased that that flat absolutely gave Linda the feeling. She was coming up in goosebumps and everything.
Quite big windows as well.
Really
letting
big.
a lot of light. The cat is like, oh, have you seen this room?
He's like a feline Phil.
I bet he couldn't handle a garage door.
Great space. Oops.
Nor can you, apparently.
Not so good space if it knocks me out.
Wow.
Really, really useful space. Does it still give you that feeling?
Yeah, but there are things that could be improved. The second bedroom, it would be perfect for what Laura would need it for. It'd be great for her art.
Yeah.
But for us coming to stay, bit of a squeeze, but that could be the compromise. But it's a really good start.
Now we're going to see if we can beat it.
Might not be so easy after that reaction.
Trust me, Kirsty, I've got some crackers in store.
We're catching up with two sets of house hunters with multi-generational needs. It was a sterling start in Bristol's Ham Green with Mum Linda and daughter Laura in their search for a place to suit the whole family.
Lovely.
Like it.
Really
Lovely and
lovely.
light.
And in Glasgow, our challenge was to find Ranald and Marjorie a home that could accommodate grandkids. But the wish list was long and the budget tight for their preferred location.
I thought there'd be a fairly simple downsizing story, but actually, it's an upsizing story. But the other reason I'm a bit jumbled this morning, I had bad news overnight.
What?
My favourite chicken, Kirsty, has been murdered, killed by a fox.
R.I.P.
She'll have to be replaced. I mean, whether she's replaceable or not, I don't know, but I'm going to have to try.
It's going to run and run and run and run.
And before this property market ruffles our feathers, I'm making a plucky start in Ranald and Marjorie's hometown of Bearsden, where property prices have more than tripled since they bought their family home 28 years ago. And my first offering is taking Ranald on a trip down memory lane.
Well, you know where we are, don't you?
Oh, I do, yeah. Used to walk up this very road going to school.
So I'm really pleased to be able to show you something that resembles a bungalow.
This is really what I'm looking for, something like this, yes.
Yeah.
Was that an I'm looking for? Was it a...
Sorry,
I sensed I had something there, Marjorie. Let's get on it.
Yes, yes, please, that'd be lovely.
It's a house they're after, Phil, not a divorce.
They should be agreed that this 1950s dormer bungalow marries together all the entertaining space they're after, with a formal dining room and the dining kitchen Marjorie's been hoping for.
There's a comfortable living room and a ground floor bedroom, should they ever need it. But while they're still fit, these spring chickens can roost upstairs in this huge master bedroom, leaving 2 rooms for visiting grandchildren.
The smallest would have to double as Ranald's study, and he'd prefer a double garage, but those are the compromises for staying in their #1 spot. Though with a fixed price of £395,000, they could avoid the bidding process.
Oh, wow. Well, this is rather nice.
Interesting.
It's nice and airy, bright. I love the marble hearth.
We are a room short from your perfect requirements, but we are also £5,000 over the top of budget.
OK.
The lack of study space could be an issue for Ranald, but there's one room I know Marjorie will be keen on.
This is nice.
In terms of your day-to-day grandchildren over for tea, that's all in this room.
Well, that ticks your boxes, doesn't it?
It ticks all my boxes, yes.
Marjorie's giving this place the green light, but there's obviously something missing for Ranald.
Seen 1 garage, not the ideal 2.
Yes.
Or else is there other surprises you haven't told us
There's
about?
always surprises. There's always surprises.
They're yet to see the master bedroom, and it's a knockout.
Oh, God, yes, right. Yeah, missed that. Yeah.
Just watch your head. I did say to you, watch your head. Oh, wow, this is huge.
I'm not sure how this is going. Marjorie seems pretty keen on it.
Actually, this is rather nice.
But Ranald, I think he's in danger of turning down a really good house. This could be a long week.
If I'm sitting down, I've got a cracking view there.
The outlook may be brighter than you think, Phil.
How does it sit with you as a package?
I still have the 3-bedroom thing and a study.
I like it already. As soon as I walked in the front door, it's what I want. It's...
Oh, God,
Sorry, Ranald, but...
I only hope with a house that's pushing their budget, Marjorie's sights haven't been set too high too soon.
Down south, with Linda and Laura, they felt Han Green could score high with the family. But for our second Bristol property, we're heading to their beloved Portishead, to a home straight out of one of Laura's Beatrix Potter books.
Now, tucked away up here is a very pretty stone-built 1800s cottage.
That's gorgeous.
That's very lovely.
It's like its own little enclave.
It's picturesque, isn't it?
It is.
Come on in.
OK, thank you.
It's even got its own squirrel nutkin.
I know. Perfect inspiration for Laura's drawing, yet still so close to the buzz she wants. The whole family want outside space, and here they've got it front and back. On the ground floor, there's a dining kitchen, which opens through to this cosy living room, and unlike Property 1, there are lots of the interior features thereafter.
On the first floor is the master bedroom, which looks out onto the front garden. The bathroom has a perfect mix of style and character, and I think they'll love the exposed stonework, which you also see in the top floor double bedroom.
The charm inside and the extra space outside could well knock Property 1 off its perch, and the price is pretty attractive too. Bang on budget at £230,000.
Come on in.
Very good.
Yeah.
The house is over 3 floors, so you've got quite a lot more space. Little courtyard out the back there.
Oh, you're great.
How's it sitting with you?
I'm not feeling it.
But yeah, you did want somewhere with character and history.
Yeah.
Let's head on up.
Not the initial reaction I'd expected from Linda, but I do think this cottage provides things Property 1 didn't.
Good reason why this house could potentially suit you is the second bedroom is also a lovely double.
It seems like if you described the house to me, that sounds like the dream property. But I think something just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Linda's face says it all, Phil.
I still feel the charming bathroom and loft bedroom could win them over.
Oh, this is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, really gorgeous.
Nice.
That bath.
Yeah.
I love that exposed stone there as well.
Really good.
This should tick all the boxes, but it doesn't seem to have given them the feeling, and yet the first flat really did give them the feeling, and yet it didn't tick nearly as many boxes.
Well, it's on the level with the garden. That's nice, isn't it?
It's a cracking cottage, Pip, but I'm not sure Linda's convinced.
We've gone from being up high with open views to being down and feeling quite...
A little bit oppressive, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a way.
Is there anything that I can learn from being here?
Probably don't listen to what we want because we don't know. I think light, we've learned, is a
the biggest.
real important feature.
Will your other halves, both of them, agree?
They certainly will.
Definitely.
So you need to search for the light, Pip.
I'm confident we'll be tripping the light fantastic in no time. Up in Glasgow, Marjorie at least was very up after our first viewing in their top spot of Bear's Den. But to give Ranald more of what he wants, I'm now taking them 10 miles north of there to rural Killern.
This pretty village has some lovely local amenities, but less competition for houses, making Phil's job as a property conjurer a little more manageable.
For my next trick is this house.
It looks very bungalowish. See, it's already got a garage, you know, and it looks like quite a lot of storage in there, quite a high garage.
By coming out here, you get slightly more house for slightly less money.
Okay, I like more for less.
And there's 3 times more space on offer here than at Ranald and Marjorie's current home. The kitchen is big enough for a table full of friends, meaning the dining room could be used as a 3rd bedroom, making a home office of this small ground floor room.
Upstairs, there's a master bedroom with bathroom en suite, plus a generously sized second room, perfect for their visiting grandchildren.
Some clever storage could maximise the single garage's substantial height. And at offers over 340 grand, it's not likely to sell for more than the 375 valuation.
Now, the kitchen is absolutely vast.
Wow.
Wow.
But because the kitchen's so big, you don't actually need the extra dining room. So that gets us the extra room that we were missing in the last house.
This would work.
Wow.
So I'd be really interested to see the rest of the house.
Let's do it.
OK, thank you.
This place has got Ranald thinking, but it'll take a lot for Marjorie to forget Property One.
Come and have a look at all this space.
Oh, wow. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it?
So you've got another room across the other hallway. You've got the dining room. Still got a conservatory.
This is gorgeous, yes.
Ranald's sort of extra requirements, like the double garage and the extra office, those are the requirements that mean it's necessary to come out here.
Just being in the countryside, it just feels much more like home.
But it's further away from the grandchildren and you.
20 minutes doesn't matter.
So we're doing well.
Yes.
I'd say this place is quickly converting Marjorie to the country.
They're saying all the right things, but they said all the right things in the first house. How are you folks getting on?
We're doing good, actually, yeah.
It takes more boxes than the first house.
Does it indeed? So we've had a good day.
Yeah, we have. It's been fantastic.
Should we get on the phone to the agent?
If Marjorie had her way, I'd have bought 2 houses now.
I'll take that as a pat on the back for Pip.
Back south with Linda and Laura for our final flat. We're heading along the coast to the scenic seaside town of Clevedon. They loved Property 1, but light was an issue at property number 2. I know it won't be a problem here despite today's weather, and not just because the bright spark that's Kirsty is here.
The flat we're going to look at is that one up there.
Wow. Look at those windows.
Yeah.
It is beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful.
They are amazing.
Come on then.
If Linda loves the view in, I can't wait till she sees the view out.
I agree. Light has pretty much become their top priority, and this flat is brilliantly bright with lots of character, potential and space. In fact, it's over 50% bigger than Property 1, which they loved. 2 of the 3 huge front windows belong to the living room, with its high ceilings and retro-tiled fireplace. The other belongs to what could be a dining room or a 3rd bedroom.
Every room has the bright feel they want. The huge bathroom's got a skylight. The kitchen is opposite and is a decent size, although it needs a bit of TLC. At the back, there are 2 big double bedrooms, both with period fireplaces, and the view from either would inspire Laura's art.
Although it's top of budget at £230,000, being over empty commercial premises limits the mortgage options available, which may be why it's been on the market for 10 weeks. I reckon we could get it for around £225,000.
Now this is a massive flat.
Oh, wow. That light is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So
More
really.
goosebumps.
I think it's one of the nicest flats I've seen in a long, long, long time. So you could go to the bakery in your pyjamas, come back, make yourself a piece of toast and eat it in bed.
Yeah.
Who wants to see what?
I'd love to see everything.
Okay, come with me. I can show you everything.
Come on, Laura.
I'm so excited to see that.
Just the reaction I'd hoped for, and lots more to see.
Really, quite special. You've got the trees, you've got that little path weaving its way up.
Yeah, and quiet.
Seriously, just...
The joy of silence.
And of balance.
It's quite nice to be sort of in the hustle and bustle, but I don't think it's a too busy street, so you get sort of a balance.
How do you think your mum is dealing with this whole viewing of flat business?
We've been looking for months before, and never has she had these reactions.
Making a decision then might get tricky.
What do you think?
I'm blown away. Look at it.
It's a gorgeous view.
I think it's amazing.
Well done, sir.
I mean, I have properly confused them, particularly Linda.
No, I don't think they're confused. I think they'll go for this one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind which one they go for.
Because either way, it feels like there's light at the end of this tunnel.
Still smiling.
It's a big smile.
How are the goosebumps?
They are.
Still.
Still out.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a top end of budget.
No, it's not. It's on budget.
Okay.
And we could get 10 grand off.
Okay.
But
You've been told.
I'll take that on the chin. I know I can hold my head high. With this flat, it's looking very much like the end of their search is in sight. We're catching up with house hunters whose searches had one eye on the next generation. In England's southwest, with mum Linda and daughter Laura, both the Ham Green and Clevedon flats passed the goosebump gauge.
I'm blown away.
And in central Scotland, Ranald and Marjorie are very keen on the second property in Killearn, with ample space for visiting grandkids and friends. But back on their home turf of Glasgow's Bear's Den, there's a bungalow that's fresh to the market, and I'm delighted to get them through the door first. There's really only one thing that can mess it up for me.
This is Kirsty.
Hi, Kirsty. Nice
You may have seen her on the telly
you.
now and again. This is fresh on the market today. I thought, I've got to show it to you.
It's an open plan driveway.
Yeah.
Great for all the family cars coming
There's
in.
rather a beautiful house opposite as well.
Yeah, but that's not for sale.
No, I know, but it's very nice to look out at.
I don't know why I bother sometimes.
Should we go on in?
Yeah.
At this 1930s bungalow, which is for sale, there's a beautiful formal living room and a second sitting room, looking across a perfectly manicured garden.
The kitchen is limited for now, but by knocking through to the dining room, there's potential to make the layout much more sociable for Marjorie.
There are 3 bedrooms here, though the converted attic room would have to double up as Ranald's study, and the single garage is lacking. It's on the market at offers over 325 grand, but in this popular spot it could achieve well over the valuation of 365 grand.
2 bedrooms downstairs and 1 upstairs.
Yeah.
But this is the key room.
This is lovely.
Nice, it's kind of south-facing garden room.
I've got to be honest, I still like the one in Killearn.
Great early bath.
Hold your horses, Allsop. There's still some house to see.
So the kitchen is, it's
It's
basic.
very small.
Yeah.
It's similar to what I've got at home.
The thing about Phil is that he has to push his luck.
We thought, do you know what? I don't think he's going to be able to do it. He's a lot better than I thought.
Is there a favourite at this point?
I think probably house number 2.
Yeah.
But I'd certainly like to go back and see that particular house maybe tomorrow. Or
I think that would be a plan for tomorrow morning, is
Yes.
get ourselves
Yes.
back to property number 2.
It seems leaving their top spot behind has been easier than they thought.
Not really us, do you?
No, it's not big enough.
It was all going well till you turned up.
It's a great house. It's fantastic. It's immaculately clean. I love the street. It's a lovely area, lovely views, lovely outlook.
You always talk about how clean people's houses are.
It matters, Phil.
You wouldn't buy a house just because it was clean, or indeed just because it was dirty. You don't like going in unclean houses, I know.
I think the face says it all.
And the faces on Ranald and Marjorie tell me that property 2 might well be the clear choice for them. Tomorrow will tell. Back down Bristol way, although mum Linda and daughter Laura did the house hunting, the flat they're looking for is for all the family to live in at different times. So Dad Brian and younger sister Jess are joining to narrow the options. First stop, property 1 in Ham Green.
3 aspects, 3 windows, so it's nice and light.
Yeah.
Actually like it. I really do like it, yeah.
This.
Yeah,
That's what sold it to me.
I like that. That's lovely.
Something you can step out to, Brian.
Yeah, I like that.
And you could sit here in the morning with a coffee.
With the coffee, yeah.
Yeah.
Hot off the heels of Ham Green, we're now all convening in Clevedon.
Given that you've just come from the first flat, how has it been here?
Feel smaller.
That's the project. You knock through there and this living area will suddenly grow another third.
Linda did say Brian was #1 DIY man.
You're right, even if you don't take it right out to the top.
Yeah, I'd rather have it one big
Yeah.
room. I
Yeah.
think it would look
Yeah.
nicer.
Well, I'm hoping that they go for the first flat, because I've got money riding on it. 50p.
And it'd be so light, because you can see the,
Last of the big Spencers.
How are you getting on?
It's nothing that is too overwhelming. It's just getting rid of the stuff and the rubble.
with a tiny, narrow lane.
Yes, with parking difficulties outside, so you can't put a skip out
You're going to
there.
have to
Not gonna
apply
do
and
it.
apply and apply.
I think we need to have a proper Ghana family conflab.
I think we really do.
Yeah.
It's a big decision and needs to fit the family for many years to come. Back with Ranald and Marjorie. They've asked for a second viewing of property 2 in Killearn.
And not even a single garage can put the brakes on this perfect pad.
I think I could turn this into a double garage.
With a lift?
Yes.
OK. What does it need to be?
Worst case, 3.2.
3.3.
So we're in.
Happy?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd say that's Ranald on board.
Happy, Marjorie?
Very much so, yes. I'm already planning on where I'm going to put some furniture.
It just ticks every single box now, really.
You're walking yourself into a deal. Be careful, Ranald.
I think we have, really. I think we've pretty much decided that's what we're going to do.
Come on.
Okay, thank you.
With Linda and Laura, the families decided the Clevedon flat is not their best option.
It could be amazing, but the actual getting it to where you would want it to be, we know it could take a long time, a lot of money.
So where does that leave us?
It leaves us with flat 1 when Jessie and Brian visited that one. Their reaction was very similar to my first reaction. Well, Brian said, I really like it. And, you know, it is all important, like, it's right for everybody.
It's on the market at just under 235. I think you'd be doing well to buy that for less than 230. What do you want to do?
I was going to say 225.
She's my kind of house hunter.
Paula, hi, it's Phil Spencer. Hi. So I have got an offer for you. It's an offer of 225,000. Yeah. Thanks so much, Paula. Good luck. She's going to call them right away. She doesn't think they'll accept 225. We've got some work to do.
Let's drink gin.
I've got some work to do. Go.
Like I said, my kind of house hunter.
Hi, Paula. Yes. Can I just ask you to hold? Thanks. No to 225. Any increase she thinks would probably do it. I mean, if you could put another couple in the pot, could you get to 227?
Yeah, 227.
We've got 227 on the table, Paula. Thanks, babe. I think that might do it.
You think you will? God, it's nerve-wracking.
Driving a hard bargain is always a test of nerve. However, we don't have to wait too long.
What news? Accepted. Thank you so much. 227, all done. Brilliant. Paula, thank you so much. Fantastic news. Bye-bye. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
That's brilliant.
Wow.
That is so good.
You okay?
Sorry.
And I won my bet.
Yay!
Linda had the feeling right from the start, and the whole family have won in the end.
In Scotland, Ranald and Marjorie feel they're onto a winner with the Cologne property.
It was lovely for me when you said outside that house, I've got the feeling.
It just felt like I was going home.
Yeah.
It's had a valuation at 375,000. Have you got a number in mind?
Because we've been unsuccessful so many times, I don't know.
I mean, I'm thinking kind of 365, 360.
OK.
That'd be great if we could.
I'm trying to get them a deal 10 grand under the valuation.
Here we go.
Oh, heck.
So this won't be easy.
Sam, good afternoon. It's Phil Spencer. We've had a positive second view of the house this morning. So the offer that they've asked me to put forward is for £365,000. Thanks, Sam. Bye. She feels that it's only been on the market very recently, so are they minded to come off the valuation at this point?
Right, OK.
Perhaps not, but, well, you know, it's worth a try. This is what negotiation's all about.
Absolutely.
And the waiting does give them time to hit upon a negotiating point of their own.
There's quite a bit of furniture still left in the house, and some of it's actually quite new.
I might say, look, it's 370. We'll pay 375 if you throw in all the furniture.
I think that's the way to go.
Oh, there we go.
Hello, Sam. Hi. Hi, yeah. Right. OK. If all of the furniture was included in the deal, they would pay the 375. You haven't had that... No, I understand. Thanks. Bye.
Well,
Obviously, she hasn't had that conversation about the furniture. She has no idea what the plans are with the furniture. But I think it might work for them.
I'll keep my fingers crossed.
The agent won't have an answer from the vendor today.
I'm glad we found a house. Now we've got to agree a price.
The very next day brought great news. Price agreed at $375.
I just couldn't stop smiling, to be honest, at the time. You're pretty much jumping for joy, aren't you?
I actually thought he was teasing me again.
Fortunately, it was no joke, and 3 years on, Ranald and Marjorie are seriously embedded.
Yeah, this is our forever home. It really is. We're trying to build so much into what we might need when we've got the sticks and zimmers later.
Speak for yourself.
Fortunately, no Zimmers necessary just yet. The bonus of getting much of the original furniture in the deal meant our pair could concentrate on getting the interior decor to their taste. Marjorie revamped her kitchen, Ranald has his office, and they took our advice and closed off the dining room, turning it into an extra bedroom for guests. One of the driving forces of the search was, of course, to have ample space for growing grandkids to stay. Currently, they're still happy to share, but there's now room to manoeuvre as they grow, and their regular visits are a source of great joy.
Oh, it's just fab. Absolutely fab. I love having them. Always have done. You love having them as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
As anticipated, the layout of the house lends itself incredibly well to Marjorie's passion for entertaining.
It's so much easier because you've got so much more space to sort of move about the kitchen. When we had the big housewarming, we had about 50 people in here. It was great. The whole house just flowed so much easier than sort of trying to cram.
Any kind of cramming is definitely now a thing of the past, with Ranald master of his very own permanent office domain.
I can tell you, it's good to have my own place and nothing gets touched or moved. Well, nearly nothing gets touched or moved.
And of course, of equal importance was a safe spot for the classic car. In their single garage, Ranald's genius plan has come to fruition with the installation of a hydraulic system.
We've now got a stacking garage where we can put one car on top of each other, because I can actually work on my car as if it was at a garage. I wonder how many times Marjorie's car has actually been under mine.
Not often enough.
And as smooth as Ranald's storage system is, the Rover itself doesn't always play ball.
Old cars, who would have them?
So it's just as well home as a social hub, and sons-in-law are also frequent visitors.
You help to get the bonnet open, hit it with a hammer and it'll be fine.
And when it is purring, the car can get to Monte Carlo and back. In 2019, they garnered several awards in the Rallye Historique, a prestigious event for classic cars. But it's not just been toys for boys.
The latest is the hot tub, which was a birthday gift for Marjorie.
It's a very nice birthday gift, thank you very much. It's the one time he's actually listened to me.
The garden, too, has become a bit of an ongoing project. Shortly after moving in, they learned their front garden had won a neighbourhood award.
The Killearn Cottagers Horticultural Society have an annual competition and everybody's automatically entered into it. And it turns out we actually came third.
As the placing was thanks to the previous owner's work, these two are keen to compete on their own terms.
So this year we've had flowers growing in the garden since March. And we've also got this red flower that goes from one end of the garden right round to the other. But it just comes up every year. And we can't get rid of it. So
I think it's a weed, actually, to be honest, but it's a very colourful weed.
And although they were once keen to stay in Bear's Den, it seems the lush location of Killearn has won their hearts completely.
We just love this new area. It's just fabulous.
You come over this Stockymuir Road and you see the hills in the background, you think, I'm going home. It's lovely.
Why did we not move here earlier? I don't know. We should have done. So thank you, Phil.
Yes.
Fantastic to see such happiness in bonnie Scotland. Long may it continue. When we last saw Linda and Laura and family, it was the green light for Bristol's Ham Green. I hope they also found themselves on the right path.
When I last saw Linda and Laura, the whole family were really excited to get the flat in Ham Green. But 4 years later, and I've been invited to an entirely different address. So I'm keen to see how the whole family saga played out.
I'm actually 30 miles east from the flat we found for them, in the charming town of Corsham in Wiltshire.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
And you.
What a smart-looking house.
Come in.
Fantastic, thank you.
The house is a very fetching 1930s Bath stone semi-detached. Linda's here too, but it's Laura who seems very much at home.
Well, lovely to see you both. Whose house is this? It must be yours, Laura.
It is. It's my house. Yeah, Jason and I's house.
So the plan must have worked brilliantly, because last time I saw you were in Ham Green.
It really worked. It's brilliant.
The flat was perfect for us because it meant that we could save that little bit more to get a deposit.
For this. And it's just brilliant. Yeah, I love it. Tell me about the search for this.
I loved Corsham area. I did my master's here. When I saw this online, I welled up as soon as I saw it.
Beautiful street, lovely, really a handsome house, isn't it? And Linda, you came on the viewing as well?
Yes, in fact, it was Laura and I that did the first viewing together. Poor Jason was working.
The dream team together again. It's a gem of a find with 2 double bedrooms and a study upstairs, and downstairs, open-plan living and dining, and a kitchen and sunroom overlooking the south-facing garden. Jason was immediately on board. They secured it for $279,000 and stepped over the threshold just 3 months ago, as husband and wife no less, having tied the knot in 2019.
This was something special, and we just adore it. I just feel so lucky. I pinch myself every day that we're here.
A family affair, the flat is still serving them well. Having undergone a bit of a facelift since they bought it 4 years ago, it's now home to younger sister Jess. But Linda and Brian also stay there at times and still plan to move in themselves eventually.
Perfect.
And they're still close enough to Laura and Jason to visit regularly. Indeed, they were very much on hand to help bring a more neutral palette to the interior here, to amp up that all-important aspect of light. Everywhere got a good lick of paint.
Yeah, done many, many hours of that. Too many to mention, really. And don't forget Jason's parents and how much they've done on the garden.
Yeah, we're very lucky.
As well as her dream home, not to mention dream husband, Laura also now has her dream job as a book designer in children's publishing. She also still works on her own drawings and illustrations.
I've been doing some wallpaper recently, this is one of my pieces.
So you designed that?
Yes, I design it and sell
beautiful.
the designs onto a wallpaper company.
Lovely.
An ideal gift, perhaps, for someone who's often badgering me.
I remember when we were looking for the flat, the area, the surroundings of the flat, you were looking for inspiration. It must be quite inspiring living here because it's beautiful.
I feel like I'm living in this little Beatrix Potter land. It's great. So, yeah, really, really inspirational for my drawing and my artwork. So I love it.
Although the house works well for now, Laura and Jason do have ideas for the future.
If we have a family in a few years' time, possibly go into the roof space, but that's a few years off.
It seems to me that you bought a house that you can grow into and stay in for a long, long time.
I feel like having the flat and the opportunities that that gave us allowed us to buy more of a forever home. We've definitely found the area we really want to stay in.
Just as intended, the flat in Bristol was the perfect launch pad for Laura and Jason. While there, they covered all the outgoings but didn't have to pay market rental. So as generous as Mum and Dad were in buying it, it wasn't so much a handout as a really motivating leg up.
It must give you and Brian a really warm feeling inside that, I mean, everybody wins.
It gives us so much pleasure. It really does. It really gives us that happy feeling that, yeah, we are all winning in this one.
Your basic plan is when Jess has saved up enough money to buy her place, she'll move out. You and Brian will move in, retire, lock up and leave, go off travelling, enjoy yourself for a few years.
Exactly that. And that's the beginning of retirement for us, you know. No responsibilities and just go and live life for a bit and, you know, see a bit.
Do you mind if I copy you?
Please do.
We could all take a leaf from the Garner family book. This is truly a beautiful spot for Laura and Jason to call home.
And I'm so pleased to come back and see the plan worked. It's provided this.
And, you know, they work so hard, and they've always worked hard, and now they've got something they can call their own home.
I can't wait to just see where we go with it and what happens in the years to come, really, and make it our own.
Total hats off to all of you, to the whole family, because it's been completely successful.
It's just life-changing, really, for everyone involved.
And we're super pleased to have played a small part in this chapter of the family's tale.
It is just brilliant to see that thanks to Linda and Brian's foresight, Laura and Jason were able to save up and are now really happily settled in their dream first home. And with Ranald and Marjorie loving life in their new home with plenty of space for vintage cars and visits from growing grandchildren, I'd say that's a generation game very well played.
If you'd like help finding your next home, then we want to hear from you. You can apply online at channel4.com/take part.
They never stop making it more magical than before. Dick and Angel do what they do best in New Escape to the Chateau. Stream the series so far now on all 4. And one of those most recognisable stately homes gets turned into an enchanted wonderland. Christmas at Harewood House this Friday at 8.